Tonight, only on HAPPENING.fun. We are attractions. We are casino events. We are nightlife. We are festivals. We are concerts. We are Florida events. We are movies. We are sports. We are live performance. With your host, Napoleon Plays. With your moderator, Al Ferguson. Celebrities and interviews. Gilbert, Gottfried at the Comedy Club. Let's plan ahead. The Florida Renaissance Festival. Out and about, Kinky booths. Around Florida. Spring Bloom walking tours at Bok Tower. The Fun 5, 71st Annual Homestead Championship Rodeo, Art, Fort Lauderdale. It's all happening tonight on South Florida's most popular live source for things to fun. Only on HAPPENING.fun.
Well, good evening, South Florida. I'm Al Ferguson, and this is my Things to Fun partner and lifestyle expert, Napoleon Plays, and my friend, Chef Josie, who is the top chef contestant that has that fantastic restaurant on Wilton Drive.
Well, clearly, she's already like putting things in her mouth right there. Whatever's
Bubbles and pearls.
Yeah.
And we are excited to bring you another episode of HAPPENING.fun. We're broadcasting from the World AIDS Museum right on Wilton Drive here in Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we are a live show. Anything can happen, and it usually does. It's been a while since I've been together with Napoleon and Chef Josie.
We got you. Okay.
We're here to have fun together, right? It's all about the people you're with.
You were missed.
Thank you. Gone last week out in Aspen at Gay Ski Week. So lots of things can happen in a live show. This is a lot of fun. We are South Florida's most popular source for things to fun, and we're very excited that Napoleon's going to tell you about how...
That's right. It's really easy for us to get to what you're doing. If it be an event, a festival, a party, we want to be there. I know everyone at this table wants to be there. So let us know. It's so easy. Just submit your event to submit@happening.fun. It's so easy. We want to be there.
Absolutely. And we appreciate your support of this show. We say we're the most popular source of entertainment in South Florida, and the proof of that is nearly 20,000 of you are watching the show each week, Monday nights at 8 p.m. live, and we thank you very much about that. Right.
And thank you for liking us. Thank you for subscribing. I know you're about to do it if you haven't yet, but we also want to make sure all of your friends know everything that we're doing so that they can join you at all of the events we're going to. So start a watch party. It's so easy to do that. Just watch this video and we'll show you how. When viewing our live show in your app, please click share. On the next screen, you can write text to your viewing audience and then click start watch partying. You've done it. Enjoy your party.
The best thing about Things to Fun for you at HAPPENING.fun is it doesn't cost you anything at all. And to be able to accomplish that, we have sponsors. And our presenting sponsor tonight is Barbara Warren Lowley, immigration attorney here in South Florida, handles all kinds of special interest and special needs, the expert in South Florida in this field for immigration. Marriage needs and passport, immigration, visa related. So we thank Barbara Warren Lowley for being our presenting sponsor. All right, are we ready to have some fun? Ready for it.
I was wondering when we'd get started.
Exactly.
He's getting off skiing. He doesn't need any more fun. It's just going to be me and you, Josie.
It's jet lag. It's jet lag.
Yeah, and more.
Yeah.
And more. We break HAPPENING.fun into 5 different segments, and our first block segment is about celebrity and interviews.
Ooh.
And in South Florida, all kinds of celebrities come in to South Florida, and we remind you that if you coordinate in event venues that bring celebrities in, contact. We show you right now how to do that at happening.fun of the things to fun. And Josie, tell us about the big celebrity event this week that
Well,
we're talking
you
about.
know we want to jump right into number one, okay? The number one celebrity in interviews is that crazy, crude comedian Gilbert Gottfried at the Comedy Club. We prepared a video. Watch this.
All the time.
Oh, well then, you got this.
Yes.
You're pro at this. So go ahead and read off some of the temperatures around the area. These are the temps, not wind chills, but temperatures.
Okay. There's Galesburg. I think that's -6 degrees.
Face this way.
Oh, I'm
so it looks like
sorry.
you're looking at the.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go. See, it's kind of
okay.
backwards.
Okay.
So this blacklisted problem child actor, okay, will be at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino, Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, January 23rd through the 26th. You can select your times.
That's right. And I grew up with him as Iago from Aladdin. I know a lot of people know him as the Affleck voice, or even from like Are You Afraid of the Dark, which he was in when I was younger too. But he's done such a different array of roles. But his voice and his caricature of himself are so there for everybody to know, because everybody knows Gilbert. I can't say his name right, but Gilbert Gottfried's voice for what it is.
Interesting. Let me put in a plug for the venue. Napoleon and I were recently, right before Christmas, at the new Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
fun.
part of the Guitar Hotel expansion. The hotel, of course, is magnificent.
I
but
love the hotel.
Comedy Club is outstanding because of its seating arrangements. It's
Yeah,
very
it feels
intimate.
it feels like we're in the middle of like a huge metropolitan city.
Yeah,
I felt like I was in New
very
York.
New York.
Seats, do you know?
Maybe like 200.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I was going to say probably closer to 500, and my number is better than Napoleon's
Okay,
number.
okay. Wow.
But
Take it as you will.
it's
Intimate, huh, guys?
It's like a really great venue. If you haven't been to the Seminole Hard Rock, what
Yeah.
are you waiting for?
Run.
It is the premier entertainment destination, and Gilbert Gottfried is our top celebrity event of the week. Our second block is about plan ahead. Now, Josie, you know I can't make this joke with you because you're a Top Chef reality star planner.
Yeah.
To be successful, you must plan.
Yeah.
Then I turn my head to my friend Napoleon, millennial, and go, wah, wah.
It's
He-
okay. Maybe
he
they're a
misses-
little allergic
Way to plan the whole
panic.
set falling apart on me, too.
The millennial knocks his iPad off the table. Plan Ahead is a segment that says there are big things that come along that you must plan ahead for if you want to get the right tickets. And remember,
Or go with the right person.
Yeah, or go with the right person.
Use it as a date.
Exactly
The single
right.
one at the table says.
And so we are telling you this week in our Plan Ahead, submit to us if you have an event, and we'll help incorporate it in happening.fun. Napoleon, tell us about what we should plan ahead. And by the way, we're punishing the millennial to connect him with the Plan Ahead segment so he
That's
starts
okay.
to
That's
think
okay.
about-
You can
But look at the event.
Exactly. You can punish me all you want because this event is the Florida Renaissance Festival. I definitely want to go to
Has
that.
your
and
name
I
written all
I
over
will
it.
plan ahead for it for sure. Who doesn't want to go to that? It's at Quiet Waters Park in Deerfield Beach. And honestly, if you've never been to a Renaissance fair, you need to go to this specific one. Everyone that's there is a part of a community. They're there, they travel, they're as a unit. It's a theater troupe that is all in theme and they're role playing as they do it. It's a whole lot of fun. If you've ever had any kind of incarnation or encouragement to go to anything that was medieval, this is the thing that you want to go to. They have shows, they have food, they have events, they have vendors. Bring some money because they have some cool stuff.
Turkey legs and more.
Oh my God, so many things. And so you want to make sure to get out to Quiet Waters Park in Deerfield Beach. It's Saturday and Sunday, February 8th to March 22nd, and it's all day long on the weekends.
It's so much
it
fun.
tours the country, but now it's here and it only gets to come once a
Now
year.
I'm curious. What does a Renaissance festival in the water have to do with each other? I'm a
Well,
little
it's
confused.
by the water.
It was a it's a
oh.
water park. I understand. They have a lot of space.
Well, have you been to it? I've been to this location before.
I
It's-
have not. No, I haven't.
The water park that it's near is actually really cool as well. You get to go like wave boarding and do different kinds of, you're being pulled along on a board and you do stunts of different natures. I've done that too. That's really
or
fun.
out of costume.
Well, it depends how fun you are.
See, thank you for extending my joke.
If your name is Napoleon
That
Plays.
Napoleon completely misses.
I'm sorry. I planned ahead for this segment, Al. I didn't expect your novelty
All right.
improvisation.
All right. Have you been to a Renaissance festival?
So many times. I own Renaissance garb.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
Well,
Hey,
you know
wait,
what?
wait.
My closet is growing. Okay, I have friends that have been trying to enroll me into this event for, years since I came back home to Florida, and hey, listen, give me a reason to put on a crown.
You know, a lot of people that are more pagan, ritual oriented as well, pre-Christianic, also really love this because they feel a sense of spirituality. And so there's a lot more that goes on at these festivals than what an average ongoer might see. But be that average ongoer because you have to come, you have to be involved in what's every.
You know, when it strikes me when Napoleon Plays talks about a Renaissance festival, Chef Josie and Al slowly turn our heads to each other and just go, yeah, okay.
I'd go
all right.
for the turkey leg
That's
at
fine.
least,
The turkey
and the
leg.
crown.
It's okay.
All right. Al, I know you lived it the first time.
Okay, all right. Let's move on into block number 3, and that is out and about. We always talk about special gay events or gay-themed events, LGBT events in South Florida, because South Florida has one of the largest gay communities in the United States. And we affectionately say we live, especially broadcasting here at the Wilton on Wilton Drive, as the gayest place on planet Earth. And Josie, you're going to tell us about the big out and about event that we're talking about this week.
Yeah, so this out and about event, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I've never seen it. I'm excited to hear about it. I hope that you guys will go with me.
Oh my God, what is
it? Kinky Boots, the musical. Now, I love musicals. I've heard about Kinky Boots. I know you guys probably will walk me through it all, but it's going to be over at the Lauderhill Performing Arts Center, January 23rd through February 9th, and again, there's select times for that.
Yeah.
What do you guys?
This is the area to go to if you like Kinky Boots because we have a lot of drag culture that's here. As the one singing
Look at
right now
this,
has a
I
little bit
love
of
it.
say in. You know, Kinky Boots is a really famous show because it helped make famous Billy Porter, who's now known for Pose and all of the fantastic work that he does. But it's also a story of a drag queen that comes to understand who she is by creating a whole community in itself. And honestly, when I saw it, it reminded me a lot of Lion King because it has a lot to do with a boy and his father and what their relationship is about. So there honestly is something in this show that everyone can relate to, whether you're
And
a
I'm
little
really
bit more
enjoying
eccentric or not.
the kinky boots.
Also, there's a lot of boots that are very kinky in it. Go check those boots out. It'll make you want a better closet.
We would be totally. You've seen Kinky Boots, I
course.
know. I've seen Kinky Boots twice. We would be remiss to not say Cyndi Lauper. She created the musical score and was the inspiration.
Wow. Okay. So are you guys going to take me or what?
It's the date. The three of us will go. We haven't done that yet.
right.
Actually,
Yes.
let's do that because Kinky Boots is the perfect thing. And I haven't, and honestly, I haven't been to Lauderhill Performing Arts Center. And for a medium-sized performance arts center, I hear great things about it.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
Broadway
wanna
quality.
go.
Everything that they do is right there and ready to be for the entire audience. It is high caliber.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to go. Let's for sure make this a date to do.
Okay,
Of
awesome.
course, Broward Center and Arsh
Sure.
and Kravis, the big giants here in South Florida. Lauderhill, I've heard very good things about it, and this would
I
be a
can't
perfect
wait.
thing
Yeah,
for us
we,
to do.
we should all do something that none of us have ever done, and we should all wear heels when
Yeah.
we're going.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've never done
Kinky Boots.
Well, I have worn
Kinky
heels.
boots,
Okay,
yeah.
just so we're clear.
I just want to see Al in them, okay? Come on, it's part of the charm. Be someone else.
Okay.
That moves us into block number 4. And we call block number 4 at HAPPENING.fun around Florida. Now, of course, guys, all of us know here in South Florida, we have some of the best entertainment and happenings in the entire world. After all, this is South Florida. It's
Yeah.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale, come on, Palm Beach. But we have some kind of cool neighbors, Orlando, Tampa Bay, Daytona.
I mean, they're pretty cool. you
They're
know?
pretty cool. There's this little thing called Disney and Universal
yeah.
and
No big
SeaWorld and no big deal.
They do
But-
some stuff up there. It's
yeah,
true.
they do some stuff. And every once in a while, we look around Florida. And Napoleon, you're going to tell us about a thing to do and a thing to fun around
right.
Florida this week.
Our choice for Around Florida this week is the Spring Bloom Walking Tour at the Bok Tower Gardens, Lake Wales. It goes through February 26th, and it is a lot of fun. If you guys love flowers, if you love meditation, if you love being involved in places that make you feel serene and involved with community, but also outdoors and involved with people, this is the #1 event that I would recommend.
Sounds fantastic.
You mentioned Orlando. It reminds me a lot of Epcot's, or maybe it was Hollywood Studios' Botanical Garden event, which is right up there in the same area. This is something that if you are a person that likes to get out there and likes to connect with nature, then this is an event for you. It's all about spring, which we sort of experience here in Florida, but this is the moment where it feels like it's just that. So come on out. Maybe this will be the lead into our Kinky Boots polyamorous date that we're going to go on, and it'll be
Well,
fun.
I think it's also important that you take your Claritin. Don't forget your Claritin or your Zyrtec, because for those of us who suffer from the allergy season, this sounds beautiful and grounding. And well, if you're not prepared, right?
This is one of the moments that you find out why I'm one of the hosts at HAPPENING.fun, because I've been to the Bok Towers probably 20 times. Bok Towers is beautiful, built in the 1930s. US 27 from Orlando. I'm going to just really geek out on you. Claremont and Central Florida. US 27 was the original road here.
You've heard about Bok Tower Gardens. Now hurry over to discover the magic of peak bloom.
Winter Haven. And in Winter Haven and Bartow area in Central Florida, people would drive down from the north to come to South Florida for the winter. And the Bok Tower was built. It's a 280-foot tower. You can't go up it. It's a landmark in the hills there in Central Florida, and they built these gardens around it. It is spectacular in the spring because the gardens are beautiful, and it doesn't look like Florida. It has hills that are up to like 250 to 300 feet tall. It's the highest place in the state of Florida, and it doesn't look like Florida, which is why it's so beautiful.
Well, it sounds like people come from all over, too, when they're getting there. I feel like I just went through a little bit of a mini geography lesson to understand why it's so important, too. You come from everywhere and you go up into the tower because you are king.
Florida, but I'm pretty
Is this
sure.
our second date?
I just got ready. Yes, exactly. And we're getting ready to be divorced.
Okay.
So we might not make kinky boots, but that's our big event around Florida this week, which is the Bok Tower Spring Bloom, the Gardens Lake in Lake Wales. That brings us to our featured segment block of the week, and that is called the Fun 5 Things to Fun This Week. See, I've gotten better at it.
Yeah.
The Fun 5 Things to Fun This Week. And we give you a countdown of the 5 fun things to do in South Florida this week. And Napoleon, let's start with you.
Today, we are going to bring you at number 5 in our Fun 5 Things to Fun, and our countdown, see, I can do it too, is the Dania Beach Vintage Motorcycle Show. Now, if you're not Al and you really like having something that's heavy and purrs between you, then this is the place that you want to go. Every single piece of equipment that's at this location is going to be spot on. You've heard of car shows. You've heard of a lot of different...
I love motorcycles.
This is a completely different thing. When you're around a motorcycle, maybe I'm just not near enough cars, but when you're around a powerful motorcycle, you feel its energy coming off of it. And I don't know if any of you have ever driven one before.
It's the air in your hair and the wind in your face.
You feel the vibrations beneath you, and I think that's part of why there's such a community that's built around it. And so at this event, you have an opportunity. As you can see, it's outside, so you really get to experience a lot of Florida and a lot of the different drives that we do. Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to be a motorcycle rider to actually get to this event. You can be someone that wants to ride in the passenger car. You can be somebody that likes to just experience that kind of high velocity tour. But this is a place that you want to go just to find other people that like excitement and energy and adrenaline. Yeah. That was my big take with
right
it.
in our
is to meet high energy people. When
We remind event producers for events like this one, make sure you reach out to happening.fun. Send an email to us directly. We are the #1 source to help promote events like this in South Florida. More than 20,000 people will watch this week of this episode.
That's right. And this is the Dania Beach Vintage Motorcycle Show. It's at Frost Park in Dania Beach, and it's January 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So get there early.
Josie, tell us about number 4 this week.
Okay, well, our number 4 countdown of the Fun 5 Things to Fun this week are the 2020 Boca Raton Greek Festival. Woo! Are you ready for some lamb on a steak, some tzatziki sauce,
Always.
some pita and hummus, and oh my God, I
The
could
Top
go
Chef
crazy.
goes right to the food.
Yes, of
there's
course.
Gay culture, there's Athens, there's history.
We're
You
not
go to
there
just
yet. Let's get the
food.
food first.
There's a
you
lot of
know.
Greek culture.
And
Dancing.
dancing, and if you've ever been around Greek culture, this is a very joyful culture. They love to celebrate. I mean, you know, there's a party when the papers are flying in the air. They love to make a mess,
And
but
plates
it's so much
on the
fun.
ground.
Yeah, plates on the ground, napkins in the air.
Opa!
Great food.
Ready to go with it.
Just great energy. And again, you know, the highlight is always the food, guys. This is probably some of the best food in terms of festival-wise. You have to go. If you like Greek food, Mediterranean food, it's healthy. It's right to the point.
Olive oil.
Josie, you make me angry. I hate when I agree with Al, but I do agree. It's all about the food. If you're going to a Greek location, then you want to make sure that you have an empty stomach to participate in it.
Absolutely.
But that's just the lead in because
And a
there's
little
lot of other-
ouzo, you know, there's
Exactly.
that too.
There's a lot else that goes on at this festival that you
Wait,
can just use to
little
participate.
ouzo. Those are not two words that mix together in my vocabulary.
All right.
It's like
you're
one
right.
falafel. You can never do one.
But this is going to take place over at the St. Mark Greek Orthodox Church in Boca Raton, and it's going to happen January 23rd through January 26th, and that's going on all day long. So it's a party.
Yeah. A party. That leads us to our number 3 countdown of the fun 5 things to fun this week. And Napoleon, what's that?
Number 3 this week is the Ghost Hunting on the Rails event that is at the Gold Coast Railroad Museum. It was one of 3 original museums in Florida that focused on different railways. This is going to be on January 25th at 6 p.m. And this is a very fun event. It actually has U.S. car number 1, which was called the Ferdinand Magellan, is what my notes are saying.
Oh,
because
yeah.
well, those are both explorers that had very impactful results on our own entire world culture. But the whole idea of this event is that you get to go, you experience a little bit of the railways, which is unlike everywhere else in the country. You get a really different experience here. People came to Florida by a rail.
We have a little video on this that we want to watch.
Ah, yes, we do. Let's watch that.
Well, we'll come back to that in terms of what we were talking about.
I got so excited because I went straight to Hey Arnold and the rails that they had there from the 90s.
You know what?
I love it how excited you get about the history of it all, and from your perspective, it's so interesting. You know, we're not going to talk about it.
Well,
here.
people
Okay,
got,
but, you know.
people got to come to Florida from all across the country, and this was the destination where people would come during winter months. That's why a lot of the hotels exist here. It's why the entire culture that we have today exists as it does.
That was the point that I was going to make. One of the things that's really interesting on the Gold Coast Railroad Museum is there is quite a railroad history in Florida. A lot of people do not realize that the first real visitors to Florida came by train, and they were uber wealthy.
Yeah.
They started in St. Augustine, then to Ormond Beach, dramatic, significant long-term hotels in Daytona Beach, then to Palm Beach, of course, the most famous of all, the Breakers, into Coral Gables, and eventually the Overseas Highway all the way to Key West. And the Gold Coast Museum celebrates the history of the railroad history. And this special event that they're doing sounds quite like a lot of fun.
Wow, I think we have 3 dates on the books right now. We're going to have to work out our calendars, okay,
you
guys?
guys we're going to have a whole weekend.
Also.
Oh my God. Okay.
all
Well,
right.
there's too many good things to do in
All
one
right.
day.
All right. Well, for other listeners that are not joining us at the theater,
Yeah.
January 25th at 6 p.m. It brings us to our number 2 thing of the fun 5 things to fun this week. And Josie, tell us about that.
Yeah, number 2, it's the 71st annual Homestead Championship Rodeo. That's right. Get your ropes out, guys, your chaps, your spurs. It's time to go bull riding. We are having so much fun. I mean, if you guys don't know about the rodeo, I'm telling you right now, I have this thing for country music and bull riding. Did you know that? Well, I do. So late at night, I watch bull riding. You can just step out
And
of
by
your...
bull riding, we're talking the big 2,000-pound bull.
Exactly.
Okay, I thought
I
maybe
mean, that they just like throw those cowboys around.
Have you ever done that though, where you've gotten even just at
No,
a bar where you've
mechanical,
gotten?
the mechanical one, yeah.
Okay. Well, Josie, in front of everyone, I challenge you to that to see who can stay on the longest. 'cause
Well,
I
you'll
wanna see-
probably do it. You're in much better shape than I am, okay?
Fine.
And we know Al's out for a little while.
We'll do
He's on
a
pause.
tag team then.
I'll
We'll
watch. Right.
It's really fun. That's the thing about a rodeo is that you always hear about it. At least I did my whole life. You hear what a rodeo is. You hear the kind of people that go there. You think it's cowboys, but
Yeah.
but it's not just that.
No.
Yeah, that's a group of people that go there, but there's so much more to it. And there are skill sets and there's food. First of all, like you said before,
It's a thing too about country culture, you know. It's like the good old South, the home cooking, and so you get a lot of that good music, the neighborly vibes. I mean, people
and
are
some
out
rope
there.
skills.
Yeah,
if you're
oh my
really
God,
skilled.
It's so much fun.
I feel like I have to exit stage left because I always say, guys, how many times I have done this? I've never been to a rodeo.
Never?
Is it really? Never.
Oh, well then we're going.
I-
That's number 5. When is this? Let's.
January 24 to January 26. I don't.
We have
I don't
3
know
days
why.
here to bang it all out.
You're,
Okay.
you're either a city guy or you're a Western guy, and so.
Nah, you can be both. That was part
Listen,
of how,
I love the cowboy boots. I love those cowboy hats. I love
I've
the
been
vest.
to Homestead.
I love it all.
Does that count? I've
No,
been to Homestead.
it doesn't.
No.
But the whole thing here is to really, I mean, at least for me, part of the rodeo is about embracing who your natural wild self is, and I think that's what a lot of people there experience. It's a way to do away with political correctness and just to be your self-identified self.
Where? Tell us again where this is.
So this is going to be taking place at Harrisfield Park in Homestead. You know, the place you've been once. January 24th
Another
through
read.
January 26th. And, you know, again, you can choose when you're going to get there, but I say take in as many days and as many hours. You'll just, I bet you'll leave with some cowboy boots yourself.
In all honesty, one of the things that's cool is, you know, I'm from outside this community. I came to South Florida about a year ago to do this show. I think it's cool that there's a rodeo in South Florida.
Oh, I love it.
Because I didn't know in Dade County that there was a rodeo. Which brings us to, in our countdown of the fun 5 things to fun this week, our number 1 thing, and Napoleon's going to tell us
Our
all
number
about it.
1 thing this week
With
in
the
our
sound
fun,
video.
in our fun 5 things to fun, and we have a video, and I will make sure to lead you into it because you want to see all about this art. Watch this. We've got it for you.
Its 4th year on the water, Art Fort Lauderdale returns January 23rd through the 26th. Tickets on sale now for the 4-day curated event, part of Fort Lauderdale Art and Design Week. Embark on an artistic journey by boat along the intercoastal waterways with stops at multiple luxury waterfront properties featuring artists and galleries exhibiting a variety of styles and methods of art. Reserve your ticket now at www.artftlauderdale.com.
Guys, this is different than any other art festival that you might go to because as you can see, this is actually where you get a little bit of a quasi-walking tour of some of these people's locations where they actually live. You get to see some of this artwork from the actual vantage point of living with it, of breathing with it, of a community that embraces it, not just a gallery that wants to go and explore it and visit it, as we're hearing again. But it's a different opportunity to just get with art. The whole point of it is to make you feel something. It's not if you like art or not, it's what do you feel. And this is a different way to get that energy in as to what you feel when you're in this different kind of experience.
This is it's really amazing if you've been able to go out on the water. I mean, we all did it on New Year's Eve, and that was really fun. And then to be able, I mean, this is like taking it into their home. So it's pretty amazing. There's just way too much fun stuff to do.
Well, that's what Florida is great for. There's so many things that come here. There are so many things that live here because we are a different place than the rest of the world. We're a peninsula that's kind of stuck here, that has formed, and we have our own culture. And that's part of what we love about being on this show.
This sounds really fun to me, and you I imagine you can ride the Fort Lauderdale water taxi to different points.
Absolutely, and a
walk
lot
in
of
between.
A lot of the good ones will actually even tell you information about what's going on in each of these houses and each of the locations, and they can clue you in on what it's like to live there.
And one more time, the dates of Art Fort Lauderdale.
This is January 23rd to the 26th, and this is Fort Lauderdale Intercoastal Waterway in Fort Lauderdale. You guys have been to Fort Lauderdale, you know the waterway.
Absolutely. It sounds like a lot of
might
fun.
have to
It
bring
looks,
out a boat.
You know, I haven't heard of this this festival event, but watching this video has got me totally interested.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been to each of those houses at least 3 times. I don't know why you haven't.
Yeah. Well, there's
We
so
have a
many
game where we
shows.
try to one-up
There's
each
so
other.
many
It
shows.
drops off
That
now.
is the
but-
number 1 countdown
I
of
have.
the fun 5
Yeah.
things to fun this week. Sounds a lot of fun. Guys, that's it. Our
Wow.
time just flew by here at
Okay.
HAPPENING.fun. You've seen the best things to fun this week in South Florida. I'm your host, Al Ferguson, and this is my Things to Fun former partner, Napoleon Plays.
Ouch, I'm getting replaced.
And my great friend, Chef Josie. And don't forget to visit her great restaurant on Wilton Drive in Central Broward, Fort Lauderdale, Bubbles and Pearls. It's absolutely an outstanding location.
It's got a lot of great food, and we want to remind everybody that we know that your time is precious, and we want to make sure that here at HAPPENING.fun we find the best things to do every single week so that you don't have to spend your time doing it. And if you have an event, then what can they do, Josie?
Well, if you plan events, you plan festivals, you plan parties, we definitely want to be there. Submit your event to be considered for the Fun 5 Things to Fun, and it's really simple. Send an email to submit@happening.fun.
I have a great idea. Now, the producers are going to be so mad at me, but we kind of formulated this really cool idea at the top of the show. Let's create a pact with these event producers and locations, and we'll create a 3-way trio date party at these different
let's
events.
do it,
I'm all for that,
guys.
honestly.
Wouldn't it be fun? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I say that because, listen, South Florida, there's lots of serious things going on in the world. Just turn on the news and you know what I'm talking about. It seems like this is the perfect antidote. And the perfect antidote is to subscribe and like and share HAPPENING.fun. We're going to bring you entertaining things every single week. We deserve things to fun. And we're going to be here every Monday night for you at 8 p.m. live. As you can see, look, all of the mistakes that were fun to watch that Josie and Napoleon made tonight. It's wonderful to watch. They're all live at HAPPENING.fun.
That's right. And for tonight only can I get away with that, because tonight we're going to be celebrating.
And we should be laughing.
And well, I'll be toasting.
I'll probably be cheering if you're toasting.
And well, I'll always bring the silliness.
Yes, and because I sit next to Napoleon, I like to be childlike.
Because I'm next to Al, I like to be sexy.
These all sound like definitions of things to fun, exclusively at HAPPENING.fun. Good night, South Florida.